and today EFT is used by an estimated 6 million people worldwide. EFT uses elements of two well-established psychotherapy methods, exposure therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy. To these it adds the ingredient of the stimulation of the body's acupressure points. This sends calming signals to the parts of the brain involved in responding to fear. When we're anxious or afraid, we have what's called the fight or flight response, which sends cascades of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol streaming through our bodies. EFT calms that fight or flight response. The acupoint stimulation sends soothing signals throughout our bodies.
So this is Pinko, and she's what they call a chili rose tarantula, and I have it on good authority from Leanne that she's very kind. But I have to say, just being this close to her, I'm actually shaking, my knees are knocking. I've reached out a finger to touch her, so let's see if after the EFT then maybe I might be able to hold her in the palm of my hand.
She's turning to look at you.
She's turning to look at me, oh God. Scared of how I'll react.
Scared of how I react?
Scared of how I'll react. Scared of
It worked for Monica.
Sure
Could it work for me?
And she's there.
I've been afraid of spiders for 25 years, and now I've got a tarantula walking across my hand.
How does
and
it feel?
she's so gentle, it feels amazing.
The acupoints used in EFT are ones that human beings under stress touch naturally every day. In fact, they're so obvious, we don't even realize we're soothing our anxiety by touching them. The way EFT reduces stress has been the subject of much research. More than 50 researchers have been involved in studying EFT in over 7 countries. EFT studies have been published in more than 15 different peer-reviewed medical and psychology journals, including several published by the American Psychological Association. One study looked at 216 healthcare professionals like doctors, nurses, psychotherapists, chiropractors, and alternative medicine practitioners. It measured their anxiety and depression levels before and after a one-day EFT workshop, and found that their psychological distress decreased by about 45%. One of the most dramatic examples of EFT success comes from the stories of war veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. There are an estimated 500,000 veterans who've come home from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan with PTSD. EFT has been used very successfully to help them recover.
It was just a terrible smell of just decomposing body parts. And
So you're taking the helmet out of the bag
mm-hmm.
and having to actually clean out the remains of his tissue that were in the... How are you feeling as you describe this now?
I'm feeling pretty neutral. I already did some tapping on this. I'm feeling quite at peace.
In one randomized controlled trial, veterans who got regular medical and psychological care were compared to a group that got EFT in addition to regular care. The results were remarkable. The symptoms of the EFT group dropped into the normal range, while the control group was unchanged. A study of championship basketball players at a major university randomized the teams into 2 groups, after measuring the number of accurate free throws each player could perform. One group then received 15 minutes of EFT, the other received a lesson on basketball tips and techniques written by a famous coach. The 2 groups were then tested again, and those who had received EFT performed 38% better than the control group.
Jorge Reyes trying to relax himself. I don't know if that's acupuncture, acupressure.
One reason EFT is so effective is its effect on your body's main stress hormone, cortisol. Cortisol is intimately involved with the fight or flight response, regulating many of your body's systems like those that raise and lower your blood sugar levels, your heart rate, and your breathing. A randomized controlled trial compared EFT to regular psychotherapy and also just simply relaxing. EFT stimulated the body to reduce cortisol production by 25%. EFT has also been the subject of scores of stories in newspapers, magazines, on TV shows and large websites. I believe EFT has as great a potential to revolutionize psychology and medicine as any other great advance over the last millennium.